Hi everybody, welcome back to Real Estate Investing Adventures. Why? Because real estate is fun and it's always an adventure. If you're a return guest, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, who the heck am I? My name is Joe Jurek. I'm a real estate investor and I have the ability to travel all over the country working with real estate investors just like you. I can help people get started with doing real estate or maybe even help people take their real estate to the next level. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to continue on with the A through Z series on how to get a deal done, how to do a deal. What letter are we on today? The letter S. S for same day close. And a lot of you out there I know are probably thinking about getting started or not sure what strategy to do in real estate. Some of you might even be starting with wholesaling. When we look at a same day close, that's one of the strategies under wholesaling. Now, what do I mean by that real quick? With wholesaling real estate, number one, most importantly, you're looking for deals that are on sale. But number two, you're trying to negotiate a deal and put it under contract, but then you have to have cash buyers. So as you build a cash buyers list and you're good at negotiating and finding deals, we'll pass those off to our buyers through doing wholesaling. One of the strategies with wholesaling is the same day close. I often tell people how I like to think about it sometimes is the number 222, but instead of going across, we're going to do top to bottom, 2, 2, 2. Now let's talk about that. The first two, you need two contracts. You need to find a great deal or negotiate the great deal. Remember we talked about earlier, negotiation, and then great deals are negotiated by the offer we make. So we need to negotiate a great deal. And the first part of that, number two, we need a contract where we are the buyer. So we're making an offer, the offer gets accepted. That accepted offer is a contract between the seller and us, the buyer. So that's contract one. Now we need a second contract, okay? That's the first two part of this. So we have two contracts. The second part is now we're going to create a totally different contract and sell it to our cash buyer. So contract one, we're buying it. Contract two, we're selling it. How many contracts do we have? Two. Now, just to put numbers to the example, what if you find a great deal at $200,000? You get it under contract for $200,000. Then we're going to go ahead and sell it, okay, the same day to our cash buyer, maybe for $225,000 or $230,000. So you're going to buy it for much less than what you sell it for. We have two contracts. You don't tell the buyer you got contract one. We only tell them about contract two. But here's the thing. You got to close on the same day. So if we're going to buy it the 15th of the month, we have to sell it on the 15th of the month. So whatever day you buy it is the day you got to sell it. Now, what's the other two with the 222? You have two closings. We have a closing when we buy and we have a closing when we sell. So when you're looking for a title company or an attorney to act in the capacity as a closing agent and get title insurance, we want to make sure we use the same real estate attorney or the same title company to close both parts of the deal. That way you can't get stuck halfway. Well, Joe, what if I buy it and I can't sell it? Or what if I sell it and I can't buy it? I don't want to get stuck halfway. They won't let you get stuck halfway. Either both close or both don't. That's why the same title company or attorney has to handle the same day closing when you're trying to wholesale. Now, another key, the last two in the 222, if you don't have the money to say purchase this property at the $200,000, remember contract one, you can go ahead and find what's called a transactional lender. Now, if you go out on the internet and Google it, there's transactional lenders, ton of them out there, but here's a word of caution. Anytime you're dealing with anybody, do your due diligence. Check out at least 3 different individuals, maybe talk to other people for referrals. Those are always good, realtors, other investors, things of that nature. And you want to find a transactional lender, and you can think of it as one day dough, that they're going to go ahead and lend you the money to buy, okay, the property, to turn around and sell it right away, same day. So a transactional lender is going to help you do the same day close. It's not like the transactional lender is going to let you keep the money forever, okay? Usually it's that one day to get the transaction done. Make sure you read through all the terms, conditions, do your due diligence so you fully understand what you may owe to that lender for the use of the money. So that's the 222. 2 contracts, 2 closings, and the money you need to get 2 days ahead of time from your buyer. That's usually a requirement of the transactional lender. They want to see 2 contracts, you're going to have 2 closings, it's going to be done on the same day, same title or attorney company handling it, and your cash buyer needs to have the full amount of money in 2 days prior. So if we're going to close on the 15th, okay, my opinion, I would want the money there by the end of the day, the 12th. That way I'm sure the money's there, we're ready to go. If your buyer doesn't like it, then they don't get the deal. It's just that simple. The money's held in escrow by an independent third-party escrow agent. Normally the attorney or normally the title company can hold those funds. That way if something unfortunate happens, they're at no risk, they should get the money back. But make sure you talk with the title company prior to make sure they're open to doing a same-day close. If not, most attorneys will do that. So make sure you line these things up prior to doing it. That's yet another tip, a golden nugget. Sometimes people don't think about the title company they're going to use or the attorney until they get a deal. I got to scramble and find somebody. Do that ahead of time. If you're not sure what to ask a real estate attorney or you're not sure what to ask a title company, you gotta check out my website at www.reia.fun or realestateinvestingadventures.com. Either one will take you there. Under my blog section, I got a part called Power Team Questions, questions to ask an attorney, questions to ask a title company, questions to ask buyers. It's all out there for you. So go visit my website and check that out if you want more information. So once we find the deal, we got to lock it up. But here's the key. Do you find the deal first or do you find the buyers first? Let you think about that for a minute. Okay. You should always find the buyers first. And here's why. We want to make sure we're finding the right deal for the buyers. Right type of property, single family home, condo, townhome, multifamily, in the right location and at the right price. Meaning how much of a discount do they need to make the deal work? How attractive does it have to be? Another way of looking at it is asking the cash buyer, how much money are they trying to make off each deal? If they say I'm trying to have a spread or a net or make 20, 25,000, you know by running the numbers what type of deal that you need to find. Now the other beautiful thing about wholesaling, we don't have to do any of the renovation work. We don't. But you do have to be able to go through that property and know what the renovation or repair or renovation costs are going to be for that property in order to factor that in to your offer. Because what are we really looking at? We got to get the property and start with what the fair market value can be, subtract out repairs, our profit, our buyer's profit, to get to kind of a max offer on what we're going to offer on the property, okay? And when you wholesale, if you haven't watched the C video yet for contingency, you got to make sure you do that. Why? Because that's the way you get out of the property. If you can't find a buyer, you can't do the deal, you always have to have at least one good contingency. So if you have not yet watched that video, go back here and watch it, okay? So in any event, we're looking at doing the same day close. Now, the beautiful thing about it with doing wholesaling, you need very little money, okay? I am going to need money for an earnest deposit. That's money that I'm putting up to bind the contract. If you haven't watched my E video, okay, make sure you go back and watch that E video up here, right? That'll talk about earnest money. So say you got to come up with $100 or $500 or $1,000 or $2,000. It's going to depend on the seller. Some for sale by owners are a lot more flexible on earnest, where if you're going through a realtor, they may require $1,000 or more. But can you imagine locking up a deal for just $1,000 and lining up a same-day close and then being able to access transactional funding to get that deal done? You can do it. That's why I often say you don't need money to make money. And if you're looking at doing wholesaling, it's a very exciting strategy in real estate that you can do. You can utilize the same-day close. Couple of key tips. Remember the 222, 2 contracts, 2 closings, and the money needs to be there 2 days ahead of time. You have to have a buyer that's buying with cash. If they're trying to get a loan or financing, it will not work. Cash buyer that can close quickly, okay? So make sure you build those cash buyers lists. Make sure you find those great deals. Now, the last golden nugget that I want to share with you in regards to same-day close, if you only have one buyer that may want a deal, the buyer is in control. But if you have 3, 4, even 5 buyers, now you're in control. Why? Because if buyer 1 doesn't want it, you can go to buyer 2, 3, 4, 5. One last golden nugget. I could talk forever, okay, but I'll give you another one because you stuck with me, right? Another golden nugget would be, okay, when you present the buyer with a potential deal and they don't want it, you have to make a determination and say, well, wait a minute, I thought I had 5 buyers that like this area and nobody wanted it. You have to kind of evaluate what happened. Were the buyers not as good as you thought and you need to find better buyers? Or was the deal not as good as you thought and you thought, wow, I thought this was a great deal, and as it turned out, it wasn't such a great deal. So you got to do a self-analysis and determine, do I have to find better cash buyers or do I have to find better deals and negotiate better deals? It's either buyers or deals, okay? So get out there, make it happen. Make sure you like the video, thumbs up, share it if you've enjoyed it. I got so much more coming in the series, plus my other series. Be sure to check out the site and go make those dreams a reality. Take care, believe and achieve. Bye-bye. Do it now. Believe and achieve. Take care.